Yo team, it's the exam coach checking in with you. Let's take a team huddle and talk about mock exams. If they're coming up for you and you want to get clear on what to focus on, stick around. Let's crack on and get involved. I like to break the process of doing exams into 3 parts. You've got your knowledge of the basics, your exam technique, also known as techers, and finally, the fine-tuning of the details. Lovely, I know. Mock exams are all about the first 2 things I mentioned. Knowledge of the basics and exam technique. First up, mock exams are the perfect opportunity for you to understand and memorize the basic level knowledge needed for each of your exams. Now you're probably saying to yourself, so what are the basics? You want to identify the topics which, number 1, carry the most marks. Number 2, a topic which, if you understand it, it's going to be the key to unlock your understanding in the rest of the syllabus. These are your bread and butter basics to mock exams. So how do you find out what carries the most marks in the exam? Well, the way you do this is you look at the past papers, you look at the mark scheme, and you look at the syllabus. Check all those things out. Have a scan. Where are the majority of the marks allocated? Hone in on those big numbers. What are the 5, 10, 15, 20 mark questions on the past papers? What on the syllabus keeps on being mentioned time and time again? Get it down, that's important. If there's a whacking great chunk of information in the syllabus you've never heard of before, and then you see it in the past paper and it's got a fair amount of marks allocated to it, that's alarm bells. You want to make sure you know that stuff for the mock exam. Remember, look out for whacking great chunks. For example, let's say you're taking a history exam. You need to know the key dates and key historical characters from that period in time that you're studying. This is the basic level knowledge because a lot of the marks in the paper are going to be associated with the dates and the characters involved in those dates. Plus, it's going to allow you to unlock other areas of the syllabus where you can get into more detail and get into the higher grade bands. The end product is you're going to be able to connect up all the information you know into an essay that actually makes sense for the examiner. And for that, they're going to give you some marks. For mock exams, it's so important you get these basics down and on point. Even if you have to go back to the very first lesson you were taught, do it. The second piece you want to work on for your mock exams is your exam techers. This is knowing exactly how you're going to approach each exam paper. What order are you going to answer the questions in? How long are you going to give yourself for each section of the paper? Are you going to make an exam habit of reading each question 3 times to ensure you really understand what it is asking you? Are you going to highlight the key words in the question so you make sure you focus on them and answer the question to the best of your ability? What are your mini essay plans going to look like? How long are they going to take you? How much detail are you going to go into in the plan and how much detail are you going to save for the essay? Have you worked out how fast you'll need to write and get through the questions in order to finish the paper with a little bit of buffer time in order to check through your answers at the end? I'm talking about optimizing for speed and accuracy. We want to be writing fast, but not so fast the examiner can't read it. Before I actually thought about how I was going to do exams successfully, my writing was massive. It was like baby letters, not joined up. Took me ages to write anything. Took me 3 minutes to write my own name. So for exams, I changed my handwriting. I made it smaller. I joined up the letters. I made it so that I was fast, but the examiner could read it. You got to use mock exams to trial this stuff out. Even when it comes to the bigger stuff, such as focusing for 2 hours when it's just you and the clock. And knowing when you're looking down at the paper versus looking up at the clock. Are you going through your exam paper before you've even started and in the top left corner, at intervals in the paper, writing, yo, get your noggin up, check the clock. Team, I know we've been huddled up for a while now and I've lobbed a load of information and questions at you, but it's just so important that you think properly about your game plan going into these mock exams. The whole purpose of these mock exams is to get to grips with the basics and figure out what works for you in terms of exam technique. The details, they can come later. Right now, you got to be in super growth mindset mode. Everything is just an experience. It's a stepping stone to figuring out how you're actually going to smash it in the real thing. And yeah, it's true, the difference between the top grades and the middle grades is in the details. But we've got plenty of time to focus on that after the mock exams. For mock exams, you want to take the exam coach approach of building momentum gradually and peaking for exam season when it really matters. Then you're free to smash it on the chill sesh in the summer. Let's have it. Use some of the questions and points made in this video to come up with your own game plan for mock exam season. Then have a cheeky check-in with the exam coach and run it by me on Snapchat or WhatsApp. If you found this video useful, give it a big like down below. Any questions, stick them in the comments and subscribe. I am checking out of here.